So, welcome to the session. We were on page 17. Let us continue from page 17. We had done the first sutra. Let's resume from sutra number 2. The purpose of meditation in the long run is to achieve oneness with your higher soul. The degree of oneness is seen by the light. So, one thing to understand in this sutra, of course, Master is saying the most important thing, that the purpose of meditation is what? In the long run, it helps us unite with the higher soul. Who's us? We, the incarnated soul, including the bodies. We are, our purpose, why we do meditation, because over time, it will help us achieve oneness with the higher soul. Now, the additional points here is that, Master is talking about the degree of oneness. Now, when he says degree of oneness, what we need to understand is that it is not a switch. When somebody says, oh, I have achieved oneness. So, we all, to some degree, are already having oneness. But the question is degree. So that is why the spiritual cord, the size of the spiritual, everybody has a spiritual cord. It is not that there is somebody who has no spiritual cord. Now, this spiritual cord is the size is what helps us know the degree of oneness. So it is like a scale rather than like a switch. When a switch is either on or off. Now, instead of that, think of it, have you seen those slider controls, lights, dimmers? Have you seen a dimmer? It may have a rotary sliding, rotary control, or it may have a sliding control. Now, when what it is telling you is that it is not just either you are one or you are not one. It is a question of degree of oneness. There can be more, there can be less. Yeah. And the other thing is the degree of oneness is seen by the light. So what light are we talking about? For example, I have a light which is illuminating this entire space. So are we talking about that sort of light? No, obviously not. So the light here we are talking about is that to a highly developed clairvoyant, the higher soul or the divine spark appears to be a being of divine light, of pure light. I'm sorry. The divine spark or the higher soul appears to be just pure light, nothing else. And we've discussed this earlier. It is no thing, not a thing. So there is no material. It is just pure energy. So it seems like pure light, just pure light. If you've done the healing courses, then when we do divine healing, it is like bright white light, or even we project electric violet, right? So have you heard the term enlightenment? Like they say for some great guru that he is enlightened, or he is an enlightened soul, or the Buddha achieved enlightenment, right? You have heard this. Now, what does it mean? The light of the divine spark through the higher soul completely descended on the person's incarnated soul. The incarnated soul and the bodies were flooded by the light. Now, because that person achieved complete oneness. So, you imagine that light and it has descended and flooded the person's aura. So this can be, the degree of oneness is seen by the light. So clairvoyants are able to look at you and tell you that, how much light you have in your aura. And that is how they are able to see who are the people who are highly spiritually developed or not developed very highly. So there is a very nice book that I would recommend to you. It is called Man Visible and Invisible. This is by the Theosophist C.W. Leadbeater. In that, he has given many diagrams. You may not be able to see them now. So, but he's shown as we progress, as we evolve, how our aura changes. As we evolve emotionally, mentally, spiritually, how the changes are seen by a clairvoyant in our aura. Yeah. So that is, this book is very good. Man Visible and Invisible by Leadbeater. So that is the, I'll just type it out here. Man, visible and invisible by Leadbeater. So you can see in the messages, I have just posted that over here. Oh, it has not come. Why it has not come? Okay, I'll post it again. And my request to you is to join our group. So, and I'll post the name of the group there also. Okay. All right. Shall we go on? Shall we move on? Now let's come to Sutra number 3. Aha, nice sutra. The rules for meditation are similar to the rules for driving a car. Follow the simple instructions. Yeah. So what Master is trying to, well, the great thing that Master has done for us is that he has given us step by step instructions on how to do the meditation. You have the CD, so, or the audio track, so you can of course follow it from that, or what you can do is just open the book. The first book, Ancient Science and Art of Pranic Healing. There Master has given, explained step by step what is he saying in the audio and what does it mean and what are we supposed to do at that time. Everything is explained. It's like a manual for driving a car, or how you learn to drive a car. Before turning right, first turn on the indicator, slow down, look in the rear view mirror, and then turn. Like that. So step by step. Now, the why Master is needing to tell us this is because unfortunately we tend to make our own instructions. We tend to take shortcuts. So what I think Master is telling us is, don't do that, please. Instead, just follow the instructions. Like when you drive the car, you just follow the simple instructions that you learned when you learned driving. You just do them. So similarly for meditation, don't do this. Somebody will say, like you're driving the car and you say, okay, red light is there, but no cop is there, no police wala is there. So let me jump the red light. So that these are things to be avoided. No, follow the instructions. It makes you safe. It makes others safe. Yeah. So that is what I think Master is trying to tell us here. Because we make our own, we have a tendency to take shortcuts, we have a tendency to distort the instructions. So it's I would really advise, once in a while, just open the book, the basic pranic healing book, and read the instructions that master has explained the twin heart meditation very clear, very in a lot of detail. Read that from time to time. Yeah, that will remind you of the simple instructions to be followed. Otherwise people will make some mudra, people will do this, people will do that. Better not, better not do that. Khichdi, like a, you mix different things and you end up with a new dish. Don't do that with things like meditation or spiritual practices. I think that is what Master is trying to tell us. The instructions are simple, just follow them. Okay. Now, Sutra 4 and 5. Let's read them together. Meditation has a purifying effect. It strengthens your connection to your higher soul. Meditation speeds up the evolutionary process by gradually purifying negative tendencies. So what this is telling us is the effects, the effects of the book, the effects of meditation. We are on the book Beyond the Mind, the Golden Lotus Sutra on meditation by Master Choa. So as in our aura, as we do meditation, the divine energy flows down. The percentage of divine energy in our aura keeps increasing. Now, as it does that, one good effect is that negative energies are being pushed out. They are being expelled. If you have done the psychotherapy class, one of the laws of nature that Master Choa has explained there is that like energies attract and unlike energies repel. Now imagine the energy of a weakness. Maybe, I have a lot of fear. Let us say I have a lot of fear. Now that energy of fear is inside my aura. Now think of divine energy coming in. Now this energy and the energy of fear are completely unlike. They are very, very different. Now when that happens, they will repel each other. So you are bringing in divine energy, and that will cause your negative energies, and really what we need to worry about are the negative energies of our character flaws, of our weaknesses, of our negative thoughts and emotions. So those will get repelled. Now, as that happens, our aura becomes cleaner. As our aura becomes cleaner, our tendencies to have character flaws reduces. So this becomes, like a what should I say? This becomes like a virtuous cycle, because what will happen now is, you see, the higher soul and the incarnated soul are connected with the spiritual cord. You are aware of the spiritual cord, I hope. Okay. Now, when the incarnated soul does unwholesome things, things that are not good for the incarnated soul, then the higher soul reduces the size of the spiritual cord because of that same principle. The like energies attract and like energies repel. Now, if this incarnated soul is getting contaminated, the higher soul says, I don't want to know you. Let me loosen the connection. But if the incarnated soul is becoming purer, why? Because a lot of divine energy is flowing down. Why is it flowing down? Because we are doing meditations regularly. As that happens, the soul connection becomes stronger. So it becomes like a virtuous cycle. Have you heard of vicious cycle? Now this is the opposite. This is a virtuous cycle. As you do meditation, your character improves. As your character improves, you have more divine energy, and that virtuous cycle will happen. So this also reminds us of the importance of character development. Okay? The last sutra on page 17. When meditating, do not expect something to happen. Otherwise, you are meditating on your expectations and you are not doing the meditation itself. So, this is an example of simple instructions. Two sutras ago, Master talked about simple instructions. This is an example of a simple instruction. Anything complicated about this instruction? I guess not, right? It's a simple instruction. Don't expect something to happen. You just do meditation. Like the Gita says, you do your karma, don't worry about the result. So don't worry about, what will happen, how will it have, will I have this experience, will I have that experience? Don't worry about all that. You just do your meditation. Because, you remember on the previous page, you remember the heading, to fly in the inner world, there must be calmness and stillness. Now, true meditation, proper meditation practice means mind should go towards silence, towards calmness. And if you start now thinking, oh, what will happen? Will I have this experience? What is happening? Your mind is no longer silent. Now, if your mind is not silent, how will you have a good meditation? You know what? In Rishi Patanjali, when he talks about, yoga, he defines yoga as chitta vritti nirodh. This is in Sanskrit. What it means is complete cessation of mental activity. All mental activity must cease. दिमाग एकदम शांत हो जाना चाहिए. Now, दिमाग शांत हो जाना चाहिए का क्या मतलब हुआ? That means no thoughts. Now, if you instead you are having thoughts of expectation, what will happen? Will I have this? Will this happen to me? When will this happen to me? Then you are not really doing meditation. Your meditation practice will be quite unsatisfactory. All right. Shall we continue? Let's go to the next page. Meditate for your sake, not for the sake of the teacher. Oh, wow. What is Master is really very super, I think what used to happen is when he was in his body, probably people would try to please him or look good in his eyes by telling him, Master, I'm doing meditation every day. Oh, this is. But, Master can see. I mean, he just has to look at your aura and he knows what your state of development is. So it's a waste of time. So he's trying to say, do meditation for your own development. Don't try to impress the teacher. Don't try to make the teacher happy. That is not the reason why you should do meditation. You do it for your own progress, your own development. All right. Preparation for meditation is as important as the meditation itself. Now, I think in this entire section, which will go on till the end of the next page, it is full of, within quotation marks, simple instructions. Yeah, like this one. Now, what Master is telling us is it is important to prepare for the meditation properly, to the extent that he's saying the preparation is as important as the meditation. Yeah. And you see, it's a general, I would say, rule of life that anything that we do which is important, it is good to prepare. Yeah, I mean, for example, I'm saying that I will conduct this session and I come unprepared and I, ramble all over the place. Then that will not, that I don't think you will appreciate it. I don't think even I will appreciate it. That is not a good way of doing anything. So, in the context of our life purpose, especially because you see, we've been saying again and again that the purpose of life is meditation. I mean, I'm sorry, not purpose of life is spiritual development. For that, meditation is very, very important. Now, since it is so important, we need to prepare properly. Proper preparation is very, very important. Right? Okay. Let's move on because since Master has not talked about the preparation, maybe it will come in future sutras. So I'm not discussing what are the proper preparations or how do you prepare properly. Maybe that will come in the future sutras. You note the word sutra. You understand why we say sutra? Because, of course, Master has used the word the Golden Lotus Sutras. But why has he called it sutras? Because they are very tightly condensed. They are packed in knowledge and wisdom. And that is why we are doing this book study together with the intention to unpack, to discover, to extract, the depth of knowledge that Master has packed in each line. Okay, next, another simple instruction. The physical and psychological conditions of each person vary. If any discomfort is experienced, stop practicing the meditation and contact your instructor for guidance immediately. Okay? Because you see, really speaking, we should not end up in our meditation practice with pain or discomfort or something like that. Commonly, many times, because I used to take classes. I used to teach pranic healing. So after the instruction, some people would come and tell me that, I didn't have pain before the meditation, but now I'm having headache, or I'm having pain in the neck, or I'm having pain in the shoulder or in the lower back, and so on. So mostly it is because there are some blockages. You understand the word meridian? Meridian, the energy, prana, the passages or the channels through which prana flows. Now, those meridians are blocked in some cases. So, therefore, that person can have, this pain in the head or the neck and so on. So, usually we just do a little sweeping and it goes away. And this is what I tell the person that, you don't stop doing the meditation. You do sweeping before the meditation, do sweeping after the meditation. Hopefully in 2 3 times this will go away. This is for a specific neck problem or head pain and so on. But what master is saying is, if you experience any discomfort, stop practicing the meditation and contact your instructor or a senior practitioner, somebody who can guide you. Yeah. Okay, I want to read the next three sutras together, so maybe we'll keep it for the next time. Okay, and I will we will come to a we will end the session now.